Welcome to another edition of the Contributor Technical Discussions. It's summer vacation time, so we are lower attendance and lighter on the agenda. So without further ado, let's kick it off with the GNOME Digest by Leon.
Hello, everybody. I hope you guys see the screen.
Yep.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Nemanja. So as usual, we're going to be talking about some of the updates that were happening in the previous week or two. We didn't have a digest last week. It didn't come out. So this week, we're going to be covering a little bit more ground. So to get started, this is probably the most major change that affects everybody and is actually a great improvement on how we work with GNOME. Norman and the Samurai crew have enabled the GNOME workspaces feature, which essentially allows us to work a little bit more flexibly outside of the monorepo. So if we take a look at this small example here, we see that we have a folder, and then we have two top-level folders, a library and an app. Previously, in order to import and use the library in your app, you would have to use the libraries that are found specifically in the examples folder from the monorepo, so in the GNOME root. But in this specific case, with this new PR, by adding a GNOME toml, so creating a workspace, essentially allows us to use the packages that we built without having to have them inside of the monorepo. So previously, the examples folder was the only place from which you could actually use the packages. But now you can actually create a full workspace without the monorepo, outside of the monorepo, and run local commands on it. So currently, this is available for GNOME test, as you can see here on the bottom. However, integrations for Gnoland, GNOdev, also for fetching remote dependencies, upcoming replace feature in your code. A lot of these things are enabled by this PR and is actually a great feature and a great improvement on how we use GNOME in general. So docs are incoming soon, and more things are incoming, which will enable GNOME devs to be really flexible and not have to rely on the monorepo that much. And so again, a big thanks to Norman and the Samurai crew for this. Great improvement. Next, we have a PR from Ladadidu, which is also from Samurai. So he has created a improvement for the member store in the Gov.dev v3 package, which essentially allows us to list and view who the members are and what their power distribution is. So here at the bottom, you can see the tier 1 contains 22 members, et cetera. This is all data that's mocked, so this is not obviously it's not the data that we will have in mainnet, but this is for demo purposes. Essentially, we see that we have charts. We also have lists that are paginated, and a very nice UI on this. And this is enabled by actually adding two new packages, which the Sam crew made. So pie chart and URL filter. The pie chart obviously allows you to create pie charts in GNOME, and it looks really nice, honestly. And the URL filter helps you to filter out queries from the URL and be able to browse your app a little better. Nice. Next, a pretty big announcement is that Boards v2 has been merged. So this is something that has been long awaited. It's a refactor of the our demo Boards app that was the initial app on GNOME, and it's currently live on the staging network. It's not fully open to everyone yet, but we are going to have a testing period where we can actually invite people to test it. So right now it is live on the staging network, and you can see that, for example, at the bottom here, I've created a DevRel board, so kind of like a subreddit where we can discuss DevRel things. So if anybody has ideas or wants to discuss, please reach out and you'll be included in the live testing phase. Next, we have a Faker package. So this was created by Antoine, a core team member, and he's basically ported something similar to the Go Faker library, which allows us to have some fake data for testing purposes, essentially, for example, names, addresses of people, etc. That will just ease the process of testing when you actually need real data. Nice. Next, the DAO kit. This is also something that's actually a really cool addition to the monorepo, even though it's been already used. So it's used in a production app called Gno. For everybody who doesn't know, Gno is a event management organization platform. And essentially, the DAO kit contains all the DAO features that the app is using and much more. So please check out the PR and use the code to test it out, and see how you can build DAOs. There's also documentation in there, which is a great addition. And then finally, last but not least, we have a new contributor, Sasha. Sasha has made his first steps by creating his own home realm, the config realm, and a small coin flip app. And we're really excited to see how his path to becoming a full-fledged Gnome is going to go. So that's it. Thank you, everyone, for listening. And again, as usual, thank you for being great Gnomes. Please keep on contributing. Thank you, Nemanja.
Oh, thank you, Leon. So with that, we don't have anything on the agenda right now. So if you have something that you want to discuss, please propose it.
Now you're sorry you asked.
Hola, jefe.
So I'm working on a PR to update Gnome to display not only the gas fee, but the storage fee, because gas fee plus storage fee is the total amount that someone's going to pay. We ran across a problem, which is that the low level of the Gnome is a TM2 package, right? And Tendermint knows about gas, but it doesn't know about storage, which is a feature of Gno realms. So I'm just curious about the history. I mean, is there, and the problem we're facing is that the Gno keeper, when it subtracts fees for storage, it emits an event, which is a Gno specific event with the Gno package name and all that fun stuff. And it makes it not possible for the code that Gnome calls in Tendermint to print it, because it doesn't know about Gno specific concepts like storage deposit. So I know we don't have the people here to come to any kind of decisions, but I'm just curious about the history. I mean, is there any way in which Tendermint as a general concept could know about the idea that smart contracts need to pay for storage? Even if it's,
let me,
yeah.
let's Jeff, let me chip in something. Number one, I think we're thinking about instead of extract the event from the client side, we're thinking putting that storage information in the info. Okay, so that is not so that people can read directly from the info. So then we don't have to extract that event from the Gnome key. And the second question, the history. So the Tendermint 2 intended for a generic switch arming toolkit to build a blockchain. So it does not have specific the context about Gno. Gno.land is a one like a application of the using the Tendermint tool. So that's why you see pretty much everything that we build is we only import from Tendermint to the Gnoland, right? Not the other way. So so that's the history, and also the storage. The concept of the storage is only for RAM. There's no storage that actually we charge for anything else. So, but the Tendermint does not have this Gno, the VM language concept in there. Tendermint is just a generic toolkit to build a blockchain.
So I'm sharing my screen, trying to understand what you're saying. So right now, the keys client in Tendermint can print the gas info because the response from the node is this type, which includes gas. So you're saying that you're going to update this type, the response, to include realm storage information?
No, I'll try to avoid that because there's the base type. There's a response base that have a data. So basically, our info. If you look at our testing case, the info folder, we can put the storage in the info.
So, but it's already in the events. I don't understand the difference. Whether it's in the info or in the events. You know, when you this thing is supposed to print out all the info. You know, if we want to show how much you're going to pay, not just for gas but for storage cost, this code, you know, like exec sign and broadcast, which is called by Gno.key, it's the thing that prints out the information for the user, but it's part of Tendermint. So if it's going to, what is it supposed to do? Parse the string that comes from info and search for storage? That would mean that Tendermint needs to have storage-specific awareness.
So I'm not sure I understand. So basically, this is a Gno.key response, right? So we want to display something for the users.
What's important is it's not Gno.key. You know, Gno.key calls this. Gno.key is a Gno-specific code, but it calls this function.
Yeah.
And this function is Tendermint. It's not supposed to have an awareness of Gno things.
That's right.
So if this is the function which prints out the information that the user sees, the user wants to see not only gas, but storage info.
Yeah. You want to look at the check of delivery transaction info, actually the method.
Yeah.
Deliver transaction info dot info.
Yeah. .info. Wow. Response deliver TX. There's an info in here?
Let me find that code.
Yeah. You all thought you were going to be able to end the call quickly. Ha ha ha.
Thank you for your sacrifice.
Deliver transaction dot info. APCI info. 1 second. And this one. But I think that info is not a standard. I think the info is part of the data. Let me just find out.
Yeah, it's part of the response, but it's just a string.
Right. So yeah, that is just a string. Yes. What's your question? What's your concern? Is that just string? I thought you want to put that in the info originally.
It already is. I mean, already the events has the storage information, right?
Right. That's correct.
But this is just like a JSON dump, right?
Right.
In order to interpret this, you need to unmarshal it as the specific type. And the specific type is a Gno event, which means that if this code is going to display not just the gas but the storage info, it needs to unmarshal the event.
Oh.
And the event is a Gno specific event.
Oh, okay. I know where the gap is. I thought we're not going to do this from the client side. Okay. So we're thinking about when we create this response from the server, from the blockchain. Okay, we put that information storage deposit directly in the info. So you will see that you will see the info already has that. You don't need to. We're not thinking about extract that information from the event to putting info in the client side. We want to do from the server side. So basically, when we return compose a response, we want to put the storage deposit in the info field instead of
just as a human readable
yes,
string.
Just a human readable. That's correct. That's correct. That's yeah. That was
So,
intention.
but okay.
Doing that. Yeah.
Well, I don't see the difference between that and needing to. That doesn't help. I mean, it actually is better in the events because we have like we're working on Gnoki Mobile, and when we want the user to authorize signing a transaction, we want them to know how much they're going to pay, right? So we want to show them the sum of the gas and the storage fees so that they get the total cost. If you're just going to stick a human readable string in the info, that's not useful. I mean, already we're thinking of parsing the events, right? Because the events has the actual information, right? So this is a issue which was opened last year with the idea that when we run Gnoki, we should display to the user what they need to pay if they're simulating or what they did pay if they run a real transaction. And Leon suggests, printing this. This information is printed by this Tendermint package. I don't know if I'm making myself clear. So Tendermint can print information about how much gas you paid, but it can't print any information about specific concepts like how much money you're actually paying for the transaction, because it includes storage costs. So I thought that one possible solution was that right now the Gnoki code calls exec sign and broadcast, right? And it just returns an error, right? Maybe exec sign and broadcast should actually return the transaction. If exec sign and broadcast returns the transaction result, right? Then this information, including all the events, would come back here, and the Gno specific code could parse the events, look for this, find out how much the storage cost was, and add that to the gas fee, and find out the total cost. I don't know. Maybe I'm barking up a tree because none of the core devs are here, and nobody who can make a decision is here. But I'm just saying this because I'm trying to get some background information and to see if I'm crazy and whether I'm expressing my problem well.
So I totally understand, but the only thing I don't understand part is that if we want to just parse the event, we can. That is just a JSON string that you can parse it, right? If you want to use that, parse that from the Gno. Well, I think that information is already parsed, extracted by. If you go to the indexer, that indexer already have the information.
So, I mean, normally when we say parse, we unmarshal it into the original type which created it, right? If you want to extract the info. I guess you're right.
Right.
But the other weird thing would be if this code is going to print the storage cost.
Yeah.
This is Tendermint code. It would still need to have Gno specific concepts like realm storage cost if it's going to print it.
Yeah, but it does not need to import any Gno packages in the client, right? It just
but I mean, it would need to
because the event is I think in Tendermint, event is just a interface, so that's why
this is Tendermint code. So is the Tendermint code supposed to search the JSON for this string, which is a string defined by Gno.
Yeah.
Okay. That's one way to do it. But then again, this Tendermint code is no longer independent of Gno because it's searching for identifiers which are defined only by Gno.
But the question is why we want to do that. I thought, okay, here's, I know
Because
that
we want to resolve this
wallet,
issue,
right?
which is we want Gno key
That's correct.
to print. So I'm saying maybe it's wrong for
Yes, but when you
this stuff to be printed by Tendermint. What should really happen, I think, is that Tendermint has exec sign and broadcast, which is all great, but instead of printing all this shit, it should just return the result, and then whoever calls this, like Gnoki, should get the result, and Gnoki is responsible for printing all this shit, including the storage cost. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, so, but and Gnoki is actually using the package here, right? So if you look at the Gnoki, Gnoki is using the sign exact method. So my try to understand it, when you write a mobile wallet, do you actually exactly using this, or you have a separate code for mobile? If that's a separate code, actually.
Yeah, you can forget about that. That's just our use case, but that drove us to try to resolve this issue, which has been open since last year. It's been an open issue for a while. That Gnoki command line, regardless of the mobile app, Gnoki command line should tell the user how much they need to pay. It doesn't right now. And it should tell when it actually does execute a transaction, it should tell them how much they did pay. That's what this is all about.
Right.
So we're trying to resolve this problem for Gnoki Mobile because, however it's solved, I'm sorry, we're trying to resolve this problem for Gnoki command line because whatever the solution is here will apply to everything else.
If we're talking about if we're going to talk about the total, then we can, this doesn't have to be done by the. We'll need to extend that result type, the result, the Tendermint result, and put a total transaction cost in there. And then on the server side, we can add them together. And then we'll put it back to the result. Then we'll show the total result, the total cost. It's not like we don't have to do that on the client side, the Gnoki side. If we just want to, there are two things. One is display, second is calculate the total. Okay, both can be done on the server side.
So are you saying you want? Okay. So in that case, this part of it, I hope Leon jumps in there and helps me out here. In that case, this information would not be displayed. You would not be able to display how it breaks down. You would not be able to display you paid this much in gas and this much in storage. You would only show the kind of from the bank, the bank application, how much money was sucked out of your wallet without explaining what the breakdown is.
No, we can print the breakdown in the info. The info is just part of the data parts, and you can print that in the info. I think there's a missing. If you look at the we have a testing case. They have an info field. We can put in the info.
Right, I know what the info was. So
so that will serve the purpose to show the information, right? And also for the breakdown, even that we want to do the breakdown, we can we need to change the result structure. for the response. But I think put the info is, still be able to show the estimated gas usage, current gas price, and also the deposit. We can put it here. It's all together.
So you just want a human readable blurb that if anything wants to take that blurb and present it in a structured way like this, it needs some sort of complicated parsing function to take a bunch of blah, blah, blah.
No. You still have event. If you still want to parse that, you can still parse the event, right? Event is just a string. If you let your wallet still need to or index, actually index is already doing that. You can just parse that event.
Okay. I feel like I'm shouting into the wind here. The problem is that maybe this issue cannot be resolved and we should close it, because this issue wants Gnome to print that information. And this information is printed when Gnome calls the Tendermint function here.
Yeah, because that does not have storage, just a response result. If we want to print that result, then you're right, we can't.
Okay, so we should just close this issue.
No.
Because we can't do this.
But we can modify that, right? So we can print the total, right? The total transaction cost that we can print. That we can add.
Maybe we're gonna. So you're saying that we want to update this structure to include total fees paid.
That's correct. Can do that.
Okay. Well, that's one solution. Yeah.
Sorry, just jumping in quickly. I joined the call late, so I haven't followed this whole discussion. But I think Jeff, you already commented on the PR that he made.
Yeah.
I'll try to take a look, because I don't have the full context, and I'm driving right now, so I can't take a real close look. But I'll try to take a look and answer async. I think in general we don't have a full total amount of fees paid by the user, but we can definitely add that, as Ray said. Anyway, I'll make sure to take a look at it by the end of the week.
Okay.
So yeah, I think Jeff, that's we can with that changes, we can achieve three things, right? One is show in the Gnome in the info, we display the story changes so that the user don't have to find the information in the event. The second, that we can keep the event so that your mobile wallet and indexer can easily extract the information together with the event. Okay. And third, we can add a total cost in the response in the Tendermint to display the total. The total. I think that pretty much fulfill the requirements. Only the difference is does not
we'd be able
separate the storage. Yeah.
I'm gonna peek to see if Leon is here. Is he here? I'm hoping he would save me from. No. Yeah, he is. So Leon, in that case, you would need to be satisfied that we can do all of it. Well, we can just add this from the printout. We can't add this.
That's fine. I think, Ray, this is also related to the discussion we had internally, and I posted an issue about it. Essentially, the idea, at some point, maybe let's keep this for an internal discussion, because I don't know exactly how it's going to go, but the idea would be to be able to return in the transaction itself, return the storage delta, which is what this issue is about that you're showing. And then we can work with that. But okay, for right now, let's try to do just the total fees.
Yeah, that would be good enough for our purposes. Yeah. Because ultimately, that's all we want to display to the user. Maybe they don't care whether it's split up between gas and storage and blah, blah, blah. So, yeah. All right. I hope I caused enough trouble. I'm finished.
All right. Thank you for the feedback, Jeff.
Thank you.
All right. Any other topics, or do we wrap up for this week? Okay, I guess that's a wrap. Have a good week, everybody, and see you on the next call.